not even a theory, it's a fact. And it's almost an undisputable fact. And the reason I say, first of all, when we're talking about Marxism, I just want to tell you what I mean exactly. I don't mean it in the actual technical sense. I mean it in the sense of an egalitarian society. We're moving towards a society of equality, where capitalism is transforming into a more equal society. And how do I know that? And I know that at least for a fact from what I see. I know that because I know, take for example, going back, for example, how things change in the world. For example, for thousands of years, men have suppressed women, and men have ruled women for literally thousands of years. Why did they do that? How did that develop? Well, it's very simple, because the power of raw strength was always more valuable than the power of femininity. It was very more important in life to know how to farm, to know how to move a boulder. So those who were stronger were much more valuable and therefore had more power. And naturally, they suppressed the weaker power, which is the women. But as technology changed recently, as we saw in the 20th century, at the advent development of so much technology, where the value of physical strength went down, the value of intelligence goes up because we have technology that can take care of the problems of the physical issues that we have. So therefore, women become now more economically valuable because now they can use their minds. Their mind is more important than their strength. So therefore, you have the development of the equality of women. But now what happens? But now we have AI. And what happens when AI develops within a few years? At that point, not only are women equal to men, that's one thing, but everyone is equal. Everyone is completely equal to the other because even intelligence is not important. If I'm smarter than you and I have the ability to do something that you can't do, for example, let's say I'm smarter than you, I can build a company. I have more energy than you to go out and build a company. I have more talents than you, therefore I have more power than you, so I can bring more to the economy. But once AI is in full development, especially when you have super intelligence, nobody is more valuable than the other person. Because no matter what it is you can do, I can do it too through AI. So I can build the greatest company in the world through AI because I don't need to do it anymore. AI does it. We're all on the side. So intelligence means
But you're assuming, sorry.
let me just finish what I'm saying. So intelligence means the fact that you have super intelligence through AI, it means now that all of us are equal and therefore economically equal. We have the same amount of economic power, and therefore it has to balance out to a form of equality where capitalism has to transform itself into some form of socialism, Marxism, whatever you want to call it, where there's an equality of resources to some form in which we don't have at this point. So anyhow, that's really my point. And
Okay.
I don't think you could dispute it because it's the only other option, as I was saying, is that those who are on the capitalistic rich side, they might find a way to use AI to control everybody, illegally control everybody, not through power, not through natural raw power, but through the fact that they can get their hands on it before somebody else gets their hands on it. If they can figure that out, then you'll have a society that's totalitarianism. So you'll have one or two things. Either it'll be Marxism or totalitarianism. But capitalism is on its way out. And that's why you see all this friction developing in the world right now about issues like this.
Interesting. So you're assuming that, I don't know, the guy who drives a garbage truck. Yeah, how come they always say doctor, lawyer, and then they always say a brick worker? You know, there's
Right.
only three examples in the whole entire world: either doctor, lawyers, or brick workers.
Or
There's
a
nobody else.
brickworker, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, brick worker. So the guy who drives a truck or the brick worker, which are 99% male, according to Jordan Peterson. Anyway, how come? So you're saying they are going to have the ability to take AI, and AI should build a company for them, and therefore they're
Well,
not
the
going to
guy
have to be
in the future, no, 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 it's a good question. But in the future, let's take the garbage guy. In the future, there isn't really a need for a garbage guy because the garbage truck can drive itself, and the robots or the agents that they call them can deliver the garbage, can collect the garbage. So why have a garbage man anymore? So what gives this garbage man more power than another person?
more power than another person. Okay, good.
It gives them more
Yeah.
value, right? If again, if here's the example: if you have 10 people in a fishing boat, and the fishing boat is in middle of the Atlantic Ocean somewhere, and in order to survive, everybody has to fish. If everybody can, nine of the 10 people can fish one, one fish per hour, but one of the guys, only one guy can catch two fishes per hour. That guy, through natural law, would have more power than the rest. It has to be that way. There's no way around that because even if the people say agree to an equality, well, the guy has automatically more leverage because he can produce more. If he can produce more, he has to have more power than the other person. It's just natural. It naturally work that way. I mean, moral people might come together and say, okay, well, we'll all have equal power. But we're not talking about a world of moral people. We're talking about a world of reality. And the world of reality is that he who can produce more has more power because he who has more intelligence has more power. He who has more strength has more power. And therefore, resources are distributed that way in a society and it's not equal. But once you have AI, everybody's equal because nobody has an edge over anybody else anymore. Nobody has more value. Now, maybe some they'll be develop other kinds of values, but nothing to the level that we see today. So, maybe
Okay.
some people have